Fortnitemares is about to begin, and currently we just have this one image to go off of, and it looks pretty good so far. But I have a few ideas on how it could be better. So I've got a few collabs I want to talk about, and maybe a few items they could introduce. But starting off, I think that with how much Epic Games is right now kind of pushing a lot of Spider-Man collabs, I think we're going to get a Carnage reskin this Fortnitemares. And it would make a lot of sense, considering Carnage is one of the few Marvel Battle Pass skins that we still need to get a reskin of. But it also doesn't really make sense because they're kind of trying to avoid Venom, Carnage as much as possible. I mean, both of them don't even have a Lego form. Even Deadpool doesn't have a Lego form. But anyway, a really good idea that I've had for a Carnage reskin would be like a comic book style, like the pen and ink styles with Deadpool and Wolverine. Why not just give one to Carnage? Carnage is a character that you can't really reskin him. I mean, what, you gonna put him in like a tuxedo or something? So I think giving him a pen and ink style would be really the only way to reskin him. And this is if Epic Games does actually decide to reskin Carnage, which I'm doubtful, but that doesn't mean it's impossible. Another reskin that I think could fit in the Fortnitemares would be Mystique, but I honestly don't know for sure what they could reskin her for, because her movie look, I mean, she's just naked. You can't really put that in the game. You could maybe do her First Class movie look, where she has that really cool like jacket on, but I honestly don't know. I think Mystique could fit for a Fortnitemares skin, but again, just what could they reskin her? Let me know if you guys have any ideas for a Mystique reskin in the comments, because I'm very curious what you guys think about that. And then the final Marvel Battle Pass reskin that I would think would fit in a Fortnitemares would be Doctor Strange. I think we could get like a bundle with a comic book Doctor Strange, a comic book Scarlet Witch, and then possibly Agatha Harkness, maybe, because like all three are magic users. I could see them doing a comic book reskin for Doctor Strange. I feel like that's almost inevitable. But a comic book Scarlet Witch, maybe comic book Agatha, I don't know about those two. But it would be really cool if we could at least get a Doctor Strange reskin, because I think he would fit. Okay, now I want to talk about a collab that's already in Fortnite, but it's not to its full potential. Ghostbusters. I am very disappointed that, one, they haven't come back in years, and two, they aren't even the actual Ghostbusters. They're just the default skins wearing the Ghostbusters outfits. So why not this time give us the actual Ghostbusters? I think all four of them would fit in Fortnite pretty easily. And they could also come with a mythic, but I'll talk about that one in a bit. And all four skins would come with a glider, Ecto 1. I mean, I know it's not a flying car, but then again, I mean, it's Fortnite. You could play as Goku while shooting Darth Vader in the back. So I honestly don't think anyone's going to be complaining that Ecto 1 would be a glider, even though it's not a flying car. So the next two collabs on my list, it's possible that we could get a collab with each of these. I honestly don't know if it'll ever happen, or even if we'll ever get a skin for each of them. But Gremlins would be one, and then Wednesday would be the other. With Gremlins, I mean, you can't really add one of the human characters, because that's not really gonna sell. So I think if they were gonna do a Gremlins collab, it would probably just be like a back bling or an emo or something like that. And then for Wednesday, obviously you could add Wednesday's character and maybe also her roommate. I have not seen the show, by the way. But I feel like in Fortnite, those would probably sell a lot. I'm just not a huge fan of the Halloween season, I guess, so those two, I honestly could care less if they get added, but it would be cool to see the community happy, so go ahead and add them to the game. And then the final collab that I want to talk about would be Beetlejuice. I mean, the whole reason why people are talking about him again is because his movie got a sequel, and I'm doubtful that if it didn't get a sequel, people would have wanted Beetlejuice in the game. More or less, people really want Michael Myers, and I'm pretty sure he's already been confirmed, so that's why I'm not talking about him in this video. But still, Beetlejuice isn't really that big of a character per se. It's just that he got a sequel recently, so adding him to Fortnite could have been a very easy choice, but they kind of moved away from promoting movies in Fortnite. I mean, the Dune skins haven't even come back in ages. Same with movie Venom and movie Spider-Man. So, I don't know. They might not do a Beetlejuice skin, and if they don't do it this time, they probably won't ever do it. But that doesn't mean that he wouldn't be at least somewhat cool to be in game. Now, before I go on, I did not talk about Marvel Zombies. And I see you down in the comments. I am watching you. I am right behind you. I didn't put them on my list because I'm just not a fan of the zombie storyline. It's like, why would someone want to watch a show about just blood and gore and death? I don't know. I've never been a fan of the zombie storyline. If you guys want, like, Marvel Zombies in the game, like, more power to ya, but personally, I could go without it and I'd be okay. So, let's talk about some mythics now. If Epic Games did decide to reskin Carnage, I could see his mythic getting re-added to the game, same with Venom's. So those would be very easy mythics to add to the game. Now, in terms of newer mythics, I think maybe a Doctor Strange or like a Scarlet Witch mythic, and Doctor Strange's would basically be like Goku's, where you just kind of like charge up like a magic beam and then like fire it. And then Scarlet Witch's would just be kind of like Iron Man's, where she would just like throw like red magic balls or something like that. I think those two mythics would be really cool. And besides adding more mythics to the game that are really fun to use, I'm always down for that. Now, for a Ghostbusters mythic, I sure do wonder if it's going to be the Proton Pack. I sure do wonder. The Ghostbusters mythic, it would just be the Proton Pack, and it would just fire a laser. It's very self-explanatory. It would just be really fun to shoot people with a Proton Pack. Ghostbusters is such a great movie. And then, I know I said that, like, a Gremlins collab, like, couldn't really do much about it. However, imagine this. A Gremlins-themed mythic, where it's basically a gremlin egg, and you would throw it, and once it hits something, anything, a player, ground, or water, or anything, it'll explode and spawn a gremlin, and that's kind of like an NPC that you could hire in-game, except it's just a gremlin. It would basically be like the wolves and the boars that we had in Chapter 3, when you could tame them, except just a gremlin. It would kind of like jump around on people, scratch them. It would not do a lot of damage, and it would have very little health, but it would be a really cool mythic to add into the game, I think. And very similarly, if they were going to do a Wednesday-themed mythic, they could basically do the exact same as the Gremlins one that I was just talking to you about, but just the hand. Exactly the same. That's all it would be, just exactly the same. And then for Beetlejuice, I don't really think he needs a mythic. I mean, maybe you could do like a mythic Boogie Bomb where it just like changes the dance a little bit, kind of referencing, well, Beetlejuice. But still, I don't think it's a big enough franchise, honestly. So I'm gonna have to pass on the Beetlejuice mythic. So that kind of concludes my wish list for the Fortnitemares. Again, Halloween is not my favorite season at all. Fortnitemares has never been something I'm too interested in. The gameplay changes are fun, but why would I want to get jump scared? That's dumb to me. I don't know. But anyway, thank you guys again for 500 subscribers. Watch my previous video if you want to join a potential live stream. And thank you for watching. If you guys like this video, please consider subscribing. And I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye for now.